looks like the government's chickens might have come home to roost in relation to their lunatic green agenda, because with each passing day it seems their plan is ridiculed literally from all sides for the blatantly batshit crazy nonsense that it is. As I said the other day, and many know, it's essentially theft from the taxpayer via stealth taxes based on fuck knows what science, because as of yet they've proved nothing of what they say that I have actually seen. In fact, I've caught them faking photos to push their narrative a little bit further. Some might remember ITV's This Morning show that claimed there was pictures of the Himalayas before and after the lockdowns happened last year. One featured mist or, as they insinuated, smog, while the other one showed a picture of a clear day. Unfortunately though, they didn't do a good job of photoshopping the picture because two guys are standing on the right hand side in both pictures literally striking the same pose. We also had the exact same washing in the same place for both pictures, apparently taken a year apart, ITV claimed.
Understand what they're going through.
And one of the most remarkable sequences as well was seeing the Himalayas before and after. Before, people in Pakistan couldn't see them. You can see the split screen there. That was before when it was just like smog, basically. And then look at that, crystal clear views. That's remarkable, isn't it?
It was, and I mean, it's quite science. You know, we're trying to do as much science as we can about what the science is discovering. But I like this is just an ordinary man in the street seeing something that he'd never seen. Nobody'd seen that in living memory. And I just think it was quite sort of spiritual, slightly. You know, it's almost like Mother Nature saying, I can't breathe, but now I can. Let me show you what you're missing. This is the most iconic thing on the planet. You know, the Himalayas is the most remarkable place, and you can't see it, but just let the world breathe a bit better, and you can.
It was also ignored by them that the original picture literally showed mountain fog, not industrial pollution or anything like that. This was an attempt to use lockdowns for climate change, which, let's be honest, is something they will try to do all out before long. Well, away from that, and much more recently, we've had Alok Sharma, the Tory climate change wanker who was called out for jet-setting around the world while skipping quarantine rules the peasants must follow. Not only is it rules for thee, but not for me in relation to travel restrictions, it's top-tier hypocrisy to scream about climate change while you're flying around the world. Well, this idiot has opened himself up to yet more criticism because he's now said we're on the brink of a climate catastrophe. Yep, after flying around the world on private jets, I would bet he is now talking about the world being fucked by them same gas-guzzling jets. I would say you really couldn't make this shit up, could you? But let's be honest, they've been doing it all the fucking long. And of course I don't believe a word of it, as I'm sure many of you don't. I, like many others, remember reading articles about ice ages coming in 2020 and shit like that. This was back in the 1990s and early 2000s. Then it was global warming, and now climate change with Greta screaming, how dare you, like anyone gives a flying fuck. These idiots will push this bullshit like they're being paid, because of course they probably are. Corrupt African dictators don't hold a candle to our corrupt politicians, media and the rest of them, I'm literally willing to bet. Never forget, a lot of what British politicians and media call corruption in Africa or Asia is just called lobbying here in Westminster. Now apparently Rishi Sunak is against this green agenda due to costs and impacts on taxpayers, but I don't trust him as far as I could throw him, the same way I don't trust Boris. He is after all a politician, and they're all a bunch of snivelling shitweasels, as I've said about 1,000 times before.